Told, and I don't go there because I don't want to take up Brother Simon's time. In Daniel 8:9, we are clearly told that the anti-Moshiach is called the little horn, coming from the Greek division of the four regions of the Seleucid portion of the Middle East. Again, Alexander's empire was a Middle Eastern empire extending to eastward into Pakistan, not westward into Europe. And the anti-Messiah is called the little horn. True? Have you ever heard that? Daniel heard of it. It's in Daniel 8:9. The little horn. The little horn would come from one of the four heads. The same head where Antiochus came from, the same head where Titus came from, because the same way Yahweh is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Ephraim 13:8, Malachi 3:6, I am Yahweh, I change not. So the enemy doesn't change his MO, his modus operandi. He will come from modern day Turkey, one of the four areas of ancient Greece. Now, many prophecy teachers have concluded that the little horn was only Antiochus Epiphanes. However, that cannot be. Would you like me to prove it to you? It cannot be.
Amen.
Baruch Hashem Yahweh. So let's get back here now. Daniel says he's a little horn. Have you ever been to a mosque? Have you ever driven by a mosque? Have you ever seen a mosque on TV? Okay, good. I knew I'd get you with that one. Have you ever looked up at the minaret? It's called the minaret. Am I right, brother? The minaret. There's your little horn. Hello. Your crescent moon. Hello. Yahweh even gives, like Brother Simon says, he gives it to you on a silver plate. One of the marks of the beast. Allegiance to Allah. The symbol of Islam universally is the crescent moon, Daniel's little horn. That got you, didn't it? Baruch Hashem Yahweh. But history says, wait a second, Rabbi. Wait a second. Don't go misinterpreting these scriptures. This is a reference to Hanukkah. This is a reference to Antiochus Epiphanes. You can't prove that the little horn is the end-time anti-Messiah. That's what Hanukkah. These scriptures were fulfilled 2,000 years ago by Antiochus Epiphanes, who came from one of the four quadrants, the Seleucid Greco quadrant of Alexander's empire, and he established the abomination of desolation by setting up the worship of Zeus, and Titus reaffirmed that by setting up the worship of Mercury. You can't make this apply to the last days. You're right. You're right. I can't. But Daniel can.
Amen.
Go to verse 17. Daniel 8:17. Thank you, brother. I plan on it. Daniel 8:17. That's why it's a conference. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. A monologue from the Word. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Daniel 8:17. So he came near where I stood, and he came. And I was afraid of the messenger of Yahweh, Daniel said. I fell on my face. But he said to me, Daniel! Understand, O Son of Man. For at the time of the end of the world, or the end of the Olam Hazeh, not in the time of Mashiach, but at the time of the end of days, the end of the age, the end of this world, shall be this vision. The whole vision of the little horn shall be in the end of days, of the anti-Messiah coming from the modern area of the Seleucid Greco-Roman Empire. Was Turkey part of the Roman Empire? What are you talking about? Not only was Turkey part of the Roman Empire, it was the capital of the Roman Empire. Constantinople, named after the honor of the great deity, in their eyes, Constantine.
That is correct.
So, Turkey is now Istanbul. The beast swallowed up that form of Christianity as well as other forms and raised its crescent in that area from where Israel not only has always been plagued, but from where the first two historical abominations, the removal of Yahweh from the Temple Mount and the substituting of a pagan deity, and what happened before will happen again. Now watch this, Daniel 8:17. Understand, that's what this weekend is all about. That's what this conference is all about, for you to understand not the words of man or the vain traditions given to us by the traditions of our fathers, but we are not saved and built up by that. We are built up by the incorruptible blood of Yeshua as a lamb without spot and without blemish. You're going to have to decide, do I go with the vain tradition that I was handed down through my church fathers, or do I go with the fresh oil and the fresh wine? For fresh wine must be put into new wineskins, somebody. Give him praise in the house of Yahweh. And guess what, brothers and sisters? Guess what? You are the new wine. You and I are the new wine. We're willing to receive what our church ancestors have not shared with us. Baruch Hashem, Yahweh. We understand, because we are sons of men who seek after righteousness, that this little horn business is for the time of the end. Look at this. At the time of the end, the vision shall be. This prophecy is indicated by the Malach angel to Daniel for the time of the end, not only to Antiochus of the past. Yeshua taught us the same thing. Is anyone enjoying?
Yes.
Yeshua taught us the same thing. Go with me to Matityahu 24:15. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. That's why we didn't rent a big convention hall for this conference. Because narrow is the gate that leads to life, and few there be that find it. We set it up so when you come here for this conference on this blessed weekend to receive the full revelation of end time events, that you've got to pass through a very narrow warehouse door. There's no big entrance here. To remind us that the road and the understanding for the sons of men is through the narrow way. Whenever you come to B'nai Yeshua Synagogue, you will always pass through a very narrow door.
Narrow is the way.
We might argue with my boss is a Jewish carpenter, you know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Yeshua confirms the word of Daniel. Why does Yeshua confirm the word of Daniel? Let me take a guess. Ready? He gave it to Daniel. That's pretty heavy, huh? What did Yeshua give Daniel? Matthew 24:15. He says, whosoever reads Daniel, let him understand. This is the time to understand Daniel, not merely to rely on someone else's interpretation of Daniel. Now is the time. Today is the day of understanding for the sons of men. Todah Rabba Yahweh. This term, the abomination of desolation, refers to the removal of Yahweh from his throne by man, or the attempted, or the alleged, or the superfluous, or the travesty of the attempts of man to remove Yahweh from his throne in Zion. Yahweh is King and Lord of all the earth. We don't argue about that. But he has a throne on this earth. Heaven is my throne, saith Yahweh, and earth is my footstool. Question is, where is that footstool? It's part of his throne. His throne extends from where he sits to where his feet rests. Heaven is my throne, and earth, saith Yahweh, is my footstool. Question is, where is his footstool? Matityahu 25 tells you, Yerushalayim, for it is the city of the great king. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. I said Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Todah Rabba Yahweh. The term abomination of desolation is mentioned in Daniel 11:31, Daniel 12:11, Daniel 9:27, Daniel 8:13. Look it up. Now go to Daniel 11:15. To summarize, Daniel 11:15. To summarize, the anti-Messiah will come from one of four heads at the end of the age. The vision of the little horn, the world global symbol of radical Islam. Is there any country in the world where the little horn is not the symbol of Islam? Not one. Yahweh gives it to you on a silver platter. Just like the Christmas tree. When we see the Christmas tree, what do we think of? Paganismo. You don't need to be a Rhodes Scholar. You need to be a Jeremiah scholar. Jeremiah 10. Woe to those who cut down the tree and fasten it with nails so it doesn't topple, and decorate it with all kind of gold, silver, and deck the halls with bags of holly. Twa wah 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 wah. And I'm not Barbara Wawa, so chill out. You don't have no business doing that stuff.
That's right.
Amen.
Yahweh will love you out of it.
Yes.
That's pagan. He'll love you out of it.
That's right.
He'll show you a more excellent way.
Yes. Yes.
Baruch Hashem Yahweh. I'm excited. Now look at Daniel 11:15. Daniel describes a final evil ruler, represented by the crescent moon, or the horn, Daniel's little horn, coming from one of the four heads of the leopard, the fourth beast empire. Unlike any other empire, in that it was mixed and came only to destroy, not to establish its authority. Or I should say, thinking that by only destruction can it establish authority. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. So we know Alexander's empire never went west. It went what? East all the way to Pakistan. But wait. Let's read Daniel 11:31. Someone read that for me. Rabbi Jimmy, you read that for me. Daniel 11:31. Stand up, please. Daniel 11:31.
And the forces shall be mustered by him, and they shall pollute the ghost place of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice.
Thank you. So, please keep saying. So he will take away the daily sacrifice, this end-time ruler. Now go back to verse 15. Daniel 11:15. So the end-time ruler will cause the same abomination that Antiochus and Titus did before him, coming from the exact same area that Titus and Antiochus came before him. Now hold on, listen to this.
So the Melech of the north shall come.
Stop. Daniel 11:31. Say that again.
So the Melech of the north shall come.
The king of the north shall come. Go ahead.
And they shall set up the abomination that makes desert.
Stop. Thank you. The king of the north will come to Jerusalem in the last days, Daniel 11:15, to set up the abomination of desolation. Back in 17, it says in the end times. And now in Daniel 8:17, it says in the end times. In Daniel 11, what was that? 15, it says not only is he coming from east of Israel, is Rome east, is New York east, is Washington east of Israel? No, it's west. Fácil, hermanos y hermanas. Esa fácil. Palabras fácil, mo. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. So now we're given a further clue. He will come with the symbol of the crescent moon, the little horn of Daniel, from the same area as Titus and Antiochus Epiphanes. And not only will his kingdom extend eastward, east of Israel, but he's called the king of the north. And Daniel 11:15 says he comes in verse 31, we just read. He comes into Jerusalem from the north to commit the abomination of desolation. From the north in the end times. And we're still looking to Rome and the papacy, and we're looking to New York and Wall Street to produce the anti-Messiah. Wrong. The whole world is deceived, and the whole world lies in the wake of the wicked one. Simon Altaf is here this weekend to give us a spiritual adjustment, to take our heads from looking for the anti-Messiah, west, and focusing it north, east. Turn to your neighbor and go, north, east. Watch your finger now because you don't want to let your hand slip. That's only for traffic. Okay, and even then we shouldn't be letting our finger slip. North, east. And how many of our well-meaning brothers and sisters in the church are looking west? Oh, George Bush is the Antichrist. That's until he's out of office. Then it's Hillary. Then when she's out of office, it's going to be Barack Obama. Hello? None of these kings, George Bush and 1400, or is it 1200? 1200, Pennsylvania Avenue is not northeast of Israel. It is due west.
Right.
This end-time king is coming from northeast of Israel, Asia Minor, modern-day Turkey. Now we're looking in the right direction. Now we can anticipate. And is he going to come with the dun 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 dun? No. Is he going to come with the Hail to the Chief song playing in the background? Pardon me while I wipe. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. No, he's going to be coming with what? Under that little horn, the metaphor, the allegory, the symbolism of that little horn, and coming from the exact same area where the other two historic abominations came from. Talk to me, somebody. Baruch Hashem. That's Daniel's little horn, coming from northeast, the king of the north. Daniel 11:31, to commit the abomination of desolation. The current events, brothers and sisters, of the last few weeks have blown my mind. If the current events of the last few weeks have not blown your mind, you're still looking west. Now it's time to look up, for your redemption draws nigh. And when you look up, Yahshua will teach you understanding, O Son of Man, to look northeast. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. And he's break and bow the knee. You know why, some of you coming from the radio audience, you know why we use Yahweh? Not because we're a cult, although we've been accused of that. That's all right. They hated me, they'll hate you. The world hated you first, they're going to hate you too. They hated me first. You know why we use Yahweh? Because that little horn doesn't pray to God, doesn't serve God. God in English, Allah is translated God. But in Arabic, it's not God. It's a personal noun. Not a common noun. It's a personal noun, Allah. And we don't know the name of our Heavenly Father. We know Nombre de Yeshua. And many of us still come from a background where we don't know the name of our Heavenly Father. The devil set it up that way.